We're in the studio today at KC Turbos talking about billet wheels, compressor wheels, turbo wheels. We get a lot of questions from confused customers asking, what does 7x7 mean, or 6x6, an 11 blade, single plane, dual plane, cast, billet, point mill, flank mill? Well, today we're going to go over all those options and explain what they mean. So let's start off right here. Let's get a close-up of these two wheels right here. This is a cast compressor wheel versus a billet compressor wheel. Now both these will fit in the same turbo, but they're different. So this is a cast wheel. That means a mold was made to make the wheel, and it is cast to the shape. There's some minor machine work which you can see in some of the shiniest surfaces, but that is the shape it comes out when it is cast. What is a billet wheel? Typically a billet wheel is made out of a complete chunk of aluminum or titanium or whatever it is you're making it out of, and it is machined to shape. So this starts off as a block and is machined to the shape. So are there benefits? Yes, there's benefits of each one. These are typically cheaper when you make a lot of them. These are much easier to make in smaller batches. But what about the benefits when it comes to performance? Well, there are certain shapes you can make with a billet wheel that you can't make with a cast wheel. It comes down to the restrictions of the molds and the shapes of the mold. But the vice versa could be said also. There are certain shapes you can make with a cast mold that you can't make with a billet wheel. But typically, billet wheels are associated with performance. Oftentimes you take a stock cast wheel that's mass produced by the millions and you will make an upgraded billet wheel. Now billet wheels can also be stronger, not only from the material that they use, but also the way it's machined and the shapes that are machined into it. As you get up in your close, you can see the different texture of the cast wheel versus the billet wheel, and that is the texture of the mold that is being cast. When you look at the billet wheel, it's shiny all over, and that's because it was machined. Where you machine a cast wheel, you also see shiny surfaces on the edges, on the top where it's balanced. But there's nothing wrong with a good cast wheel. I've seen a lot of cast wheels that have great performance, but oftentimes you can get a nice upgrade by going with a billet wheel. It's not necessarily the material that's making it better, it's the shape, it's the ability that you have to construct the wheel. So cast versus billet. Another question we get asked is what's the difference between a single plane wheel and a dual plane wheel? And if you zoom up right here, these two wheels, you'll see one of each, or even these two, you'll see one of each. This is a single plane wheel. All the blades are the same height and the same shape. They're all symmetrical. They're all tall blades is what some people like to call it. When you get a dual plane wheel, you typically have half tall, half short. They're similar in shape, but typically half of them are tall, half of them are short. And there are benefits to each one. Neither one of them is better in every way. If they were, everybody would always use the same wheel. If you look at Garrett, they sometimes use dual plane and single plane, or even Borg, who's very well known for their 7x7 dual plane wheels and their SXE turbos. You go to their new S400 SXE, they switch to a single plane wheel. I've taken the same turbo and tested each one. Single plane, dual plane, 11 blade, or 7x7, and there are pluses and minuses to both. Okay, what is 7x7 versus 6x6? Well, 7x7 means 7 tall blades and 7 short blades. 6x6 would be 6 tall blades and 6 short blades. So technically a 6x6 is a 12-bladed wheel. Well, when you go to a single plane, you just call it an 11 blade or a 12 blade or a 10 blade because they're all tall blades, all the same size. So there's also another thing that's confusing, which is called flank mill versus point mill, and there's one actually called LEP that we like. But if you look at these two wheels, this is a flank milled wheel right here. You'll see that the surfaces are smoother because it's one pass as it swoops the cutter bit down. Now point milled wheels are more expensive, they take longer to machine because they make more passes. If you look at the texture of this wheel, you can kind of see those lines in it. Each one of those lines is a separate pass. So you're able to do certain things like curve the blades. You're able to get different curvature down into the hub. With the flank mill, you're a little bit limited. It is one single pass and it is much quicker to machine. It's also cheaper to machine. Does that mean that point milled wheels are better in every way? No, I've seen people make point milled wheels to the exact same shape and spec as a flank milled wheel. So all you're paying for is extra machine time with no benefits. But you can pull off certain shapes with a point milled wheel that you can't do with a flank milled wheel. Another thing is you could see a little bit of machine work right here, or even on this cast wheel, you see some machine work. This billet wheel, you see a little bit of machine work here and maybe a little bit there. Those are balancing marks. They're completely normal. If you have it really close to balance, they might be smaller, but all wheels should have those balancing marks on it. It's nothing to worry about. Sometimes people actually take a chunk out of the side. I know Ford does that sometimes, but those are there to balance the turbos. Also, not all turbos come threaded. So some of them have nuts on top.
That's what she said.
So this was one where you would put a nut on top, and this one is threaded. So the threads are in the bore. So what's an extended tip wheel? If you look, the tip of this exducer ends right there with the wheel. And if you look at this one, it extends past it. So when you look at the exducer of the wheel, it measures to here, but an extended tip will go just a little bit past it. So when you ever hear someone say they have a wheel with extended tips, that's what extended tips means. It kind of simulates a larger wheel without having to have the larger backing on it. So some might ask, why would an OE put a cast wheel or an underperforming wheel on a vehicle that came from the factory? It's actually very interesting because OE isn't just caring about power, performance. Sometimes what they're looking for is to meet certain emission standards or mile per gallon or efficiency or EGTs or intake air temps. And they are often willing to sacrifice some performance for maybe longevity and mile per gallon. Doesn't necessarily mean that each wheel is better or worse, but if there was one simple design that was better in every way, everyone would use it. But when it comes to turbos, it's always a balancing act. There's pluses and minuses to each design, each shape, whether that's cost versus performance, or whether that's mile per gallon versus top end power, whether that's spool up versus top end power. Oftentimes when you're making different wheels, you are doing a balancing act. You're balancing the pluses and minuses of each shape and each design. So there's lots of different terms and technologies. Not every turbo runs the same thing, and what we have seen is sometimes different trucks or different cars like different technology. So we went over cast versus billet, single plane versus dual plane, and then flank mill versus point mill. Just gives you a little bit of information on the different types of compressor wheels, how they're machined and how they're made. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you like this. If you like any of this merch, you can check out our website. We get asked all the time about our snail shirts and jackets and some of our hats. Also, if you liked what you saw, comment below, like, subscribe, share, and if you want to see any other videos like this, comment below what you'd like to see covered.